Detective Tony Hayes never believed in curses. He believed in patterns, evidence, and reason. But the night he stepped into the Crimson Manor, reason began to rot inside him like the stench that filled those halls. The Crimsons were the kind of family people whispered about. Wealthy, mysterious, too perfect. Nobody knew how they got their money, but everyone knew how they spent it loud, lavishly, and without shame. Then, one day, they vanished. Their hilltop mansion bought cash, isolated from the city, became their fortress. Neighbors said they stopped attending galas. No one saw their cars leave, but their social media stayed active, constant updates, smiling photos, sponsored deals, daily perfect family moments. Until two kids climbed that hill. Until they called the police about the smell. The odor hit Tony first, a thick, rancid wave of rot that clings to memory. Inside, four figures sat perfectly still at the dinner table. Mr. and Mrs. Crimson, their teenage daughter, their eldest son, each one pale and stiff, expressions frozen mid-laughter. The food on their plates looked fresh. Their phones were still lit up. When Tony picked one up, a notification popped. The Crimson family just went live. The video showed the same family, smiling and waving alive in that exact room. Except Tony wasn't in the shot. Upstairs, Tony discovered the reflection room. Walls plastered with photos, clippings, and black candles. A massive mirror stood at its center, smeared in dried red. Latin words scrawled across the frame read, Immortalis per oculos mundi. Immortality through the eyes of the world. It hit him then the Crimsons didn't just chase fame. They bound themselves to it. They made a deal. Somehow, their digital selves had become eternal, fed by attention, likes, views. Their souls no longer flesh, but reflections. When Tony looked into the mirror, his reflection didn't mimic him. It smiled first. He left the house that night trembling, vowing never to look at another screen again. Back at the station, Tony tried to explain what he'd seen: the live stream, the mirror, the bodies. But the captain just sighed. You've been working too many night shifts, Hayes. Go home. Get some sleep. But Tony didn't go home. He spent the next 2 nights digging through old records, tracing every public appearance the Crimsons had made before disappearing. The last confirmed sighting was 2 years ago, at a charity gala downtown. After that, nothing, no press, no photos, only perfect, edited images online. The deeper Tony dug, the stranger it got. He found payments made to obscure names, the Eternum Circle, Mirror House Studios, and Contractor V. Each transaction linked to an offshore account that vanished months after. Then he found an archived article buried under hundreds of retractions. Local family rumored to perform a cult ritual for everlasting fame. The date of the article, the same week they bought the manor. Tony returned to the crime scene report, scanning the files again. 4 victims listed, 4 autopsies. But something didn't sit right. He opened the family photo used for their last holiday post, 5 smiling faces. The caption read, Our little family of 5. Forever together, red heart. 5. He froze. There was no record of a 5th body. The youngest son, Elliot Crimson, was never found. Tony tore through reports, CCTV logs, and missing person registries. Nothing. No mention of Elliot anywhere, not in school records, not in online traces. The boy had simply vanished from the world. Then, out of curiosity, Tony checked the Crimson family's social media again. The newest post had gone up just 10 minutes earlier. It showed a child's hand holding a phone, filming an empty hallway. The caption read, Daddy says we have a new guest. Tony felt his blood run cold. He refreshed the page. The live icon blinked red. He clicked. The feed showed the reflection room, the same mirror from before, now clean and shining. In its center, a small figure stood, a boy, about 10, wearing a crimson sweater. Hello, detective, the boy said softly, looking straight into the camera. They said you were looking for me. The boy smiled, his reflection lagging a second too late. They're not gone, you know. They just live where people keep looking. The camera panned slightly, and in the mirror behind him, Tony saw movement, shapes forming, the family standing tall and still, smiling wide, their hands pressed against the glass. Then the screen cut to black. When officers went back up to the manor, everything was gone again. No bodies, no smell, no evidence. But on the dining table lay Tony's notebook, open to the final page. Written in hurried, scratched handwriting were the words, The Crimsons didn't die. They crossed over. The internet isn't just where we share our lives, it's where we stay. And taped beneath it was a photo, a recent screenshot from the Crimson family account. The family stood in a perfect line, smiling. And right in the middle, holding a phone, was Elliot. The caption read, "Back together again, forever online."